Don't touch me! Lena's voice breaks as hands rip fabric. Laughter echoes. A phone camera flashes. Her uniform tears at the seam, and she hits the floor of Rosie's diner hard enough to taste blood. 4 college boys stand over her filming. 30 customers watch. No one moves, until a chair scrapes across linoleum. Victor Hale stands, 71 years old, faded biker patch, hands that haven't forgotten how to break things. He takes 7 slow steps toward them. "You've got 5 seconds, he says quietly. Apologize or learn something permanent." They laugh. Wrong choice. Before we continue, hit that subscribe button and stay with this story until the end. Comment what city you're watching from so I can see how far this truth travels. The torn fabric falls from Lena's shoulder as she scrambles backward on the diner floor, her palms sliding through spilled coffee she'd been carrying moments before. "Did you get that?" The blonde one, Bradley Merchant, 22, wearing a polo shirt that cost more than Lena's rent, waves his phone at his friends. "Dude, this is going straight to TikTok." "Waitress gone wild." Another one laughs, a stocky kid with a backwards cap. "She practically threw herself at us." "I didn't," Lena's voice cracks. "I was just trying to—" "Shut up." Bradley crouches down, brings the camera close to her face. "Smile for the internet, sweetheart. You're about to be famous." Her hand reaches for the counter edge to pull herself up. Her fingers find nothing but smooth formica. The whole diner smells like bacon grease and shame. Booth 3. An elderly couple stares at their pancakes. Booth 5-2 truckers suddenly find their hash browns fascinating. Counter seats 7 through 9. 3 men in business suits check their phones. 30 people. Not one moves. Lena's manager, Dale 48, balding with a coffee stain perpetually on his apron, stands frozen behind the register, his mouth opening and closing like a fish drowning in air. "Dale," Lena's voice is barely a whisper. "Please." Dale looks at Bradley, looks at the phone, looks at Bradley's Rolex, then he looks away. That's when the chair scrapes. Victor Hale hasn't said a word in the 47 minutes he's been sitting in booth 12. He comes in every Thursday at 2 p.m., orders black coffee and dry toast, leaves a $5 tip on a $3 check. The waitresses know him. The regulars nod at him. Nobody really talks to him. His leather vest is older than most of the customers. The patch on the back, a skull with wings, has faded to almost nothing, but you can still read the words if you know where to look. Good Warriors, see Phoenix chapter. He's 71 years old. His hands are scarred. His face is weathered. His eyes are the kind of calm that comes from seeing too much and deciding what matters. He stands. 7 steps. The diner goes silent except for the sizzle of the grill and Bradley's laughter. "Oh shit," the kid in the backwards cap says. "Look at this old dude." Victor stops 3 feet from them, doesn't raise his voice, doesn't clench his fists. "You've got 5 seconds, he says. Apologize to her, help her up, walk away, or I teach you what your father should have." Bradley grins, stands up, pockets his phone. "You serious, old man? You know who my dad is?" "Don't care." "Richard Merchant, owns Merchant Real Estate, half the commercial properties in this town." Bradley steps closer. "My dad could buy this shithole diner and turn it into a parking lot before your social security check clears." 4 seconds. "You threatening me?" Bradley laughs, looks at his friends. "This fossil is threatening me." The stocky one Connors something Lena remembers he's pre-law, pulls out his own phone. "This is gold. Keep recording." 3 seconds. Victor's voice doesn't change. Doesn't get louder, doesn't get angry. It's the tone of someone reading a grocery list. "Or what?" Bradley shoves Victor's shoulder. "You gonna hit me, Grandpa? You know what happens when you assault someone? I'm studying criminal law. You'll be in county jail before." Victor moves. Not fast, not dramatically. He just moves. His right hand catches Bradley's wrist mid-shove. Twists. There's a sound like a stick breaking underwater, and Bradley's screaming before his knees hit the floor. 2 seconds total. Connor rushes forward. "You son of a—" Victor's elbow meets Connor's solar plexus. The kid folds like a lawn chair, gasping, phone clattering across the tile. The other 2, Lena doesn't know their names, freeze. "Still got 3 seconds, Victor says, still holding Bradley's twisted wrist. "Apologize to her." Bradley's face is purple. Tears stream down his cheeks. You fucking broke." 2 seconds. I'm sorry, Bradley shrieks. I'm sorry. Okay, Jesus Christ, let go. Victor releases him. Bradley crumples, cradling his wrist. Connor is still on the floor, trying to remember how to breathe. The other two boys stand there like mannequins. Victor turns to them. You two, help your friends. Get in your car, drive away. Don't come back. The taller one, red hair, acne scars, nods so hard his neck might snap. Yes, sir. We're going. Wait. Victor's voice stops them cold. The phones. What? The phones that recorded her. Give them to me. Dude, I can't just... Victor takes one step toward him. The phone appears in Victor's hands so fast it might as well have teleported. The second boy hands his over without being asked. Victor walks to the counter, drops both phones into the industrial coffee pot. The devices sizzle. The smell of burning plastic joins the bacon grease. Now go. They go. Bradley and Connor stumble out, supported by their friends. The door chimes cheerfully as they leave. The diner is silent. Then Victor turns to Dale. Get her a clean uniform, some ice for her hands, and pay her for the full shift. Dale's mouth works. I don't... Now, Dale scurries to the back. Victor walks to where Lena is still on the floor, extends his hand. His palm is rough, scarred, warm. Can you stand? He asks. Lena nods, takes his hand. He pulls her up gently, steadies her when she wobbles. You okay? His voice is different now, softer. The voice of someone asking a real question and waiting for a real answer. I bet they... Lena looks at him, really looks at him. His face is lined with years she can't count. His eyes are gray-blue, steady, sad, in a way that has nothing to do with what just happened. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. Victor glances at the door. Those boys. They're going to tell their version. You need to tell yours first. What? You got anyone you can call family lawyer? Lena's laugh is bitter. I'm a waitress in Dustin, Arizona. I don't have a lawyer. Then you need to get your story on record. Police. Right now, before they spin this into you attacking them or some bullshit. The elderly woman from booth 3. Mrs. Henderson, Lena served her coffee, finally speaks up. I saw everything. Those boys assaulted her. This man defended her. Me too, one of the truckers says. I'll give a statement. And me, says another voice. Then another. Suddenly, everyone who'd been frozen is speaking at once, offering to help, to testify, to be witnesses. Victor looks at Lena. See, people remember how to do the right thing. Sometimes they just need a reminder. Dale comes back with a clean uniform and a bag of ice wrapped in a towel. He won't meet Lena's eyes. Dale, Victor says quietly, you saw what happened. You gonna tell the truth when they ask? Dale's face goes pale. Mr. Merchant? Richard Merchant owns the building this diner's in. If you lie, you're part of it. Victor's voice is still quiet. That's something you can live with. Dale stares at the floor. I'll tell the truth. Good man. Lena takes the uniform, the ice. Her hands are shaking so hard she nearly drops both. Bathroom's that way, Victor says gently. Take your time. I'll be here. She nods, starts walking, then stops. Turns back. Why? Why what? Why did you help me? Everyone else just watched. Victor is quiet for a long moment. When he speaks, his voice is distant, like he's talking to someone who isn't there. Long time ago, someone I cared about needed help. Nobody came. I decided I wouldn't be nobody. He meets her eyes. That's all. Lena swallows hard, nods, walks to the bathroom on legs that feel like they might give out any second. In the bathroom, she locks the door, slides down against it, and lets herself shake. The torn uniform is in her hands. There's a bruise forming on her shoulder where Bradley grabbed her. Her knee is skinned from hitting the floor. She can hear voices through the door. Victor is talking to someone on the phone. His voice is calm, methodical. Yeah, Rosie's Diner on Route 40. Sexual assault and battery. Victim is safe. 4 suspects fled the scene. We got about 15 witnesses. No, I'm not the victim. I'm the guy who intervened. Victor Hale, Hale. Yeah, I'll stay. Lena changes into the clean uniform with numb fingers, holds the ice to her shoulder, looks at herself in the spotted mirror. 27 years old, 3rd waitressing job in 2 years, no college degree, no savings, no backup plan, and now this. She should feel destroyed, humiliated, broken. Instead, she feels something else stirring underneath the shock, something hot and sharp and unfamiliar. Anger. Not at Bradley and his friends, well, yes, at them, but at something bigger. At every moment in her life when she'd been small and someone else had been big. At every time she'd swallowed words because speaking up cost too much. At every shift where she'd smiled through groping hands and crude comments because rent was due and jobs were scarce. At the 30 people who looked away. At Dale, who owns this diner and his own spine but only brought one to work today. At herself for the split second she thought maybe she'd done something wrong. Worn the wrong thing. Said the wrong thing. Been the wrong thing. No. She splashes cold water on her face, takes a breath, opens the door. Victor is standing by the counter, talking to Mrs. Henderson. The old woman is animated, gesturing, recounting every detail with the precision of someone who watches a lot of crime shows. And then he twisted that boy's wrist like he was opening a jar of pickles. Mrs. Henderson is saying, very efficient, very controlled, not excessive force at all. Victor sees Lena nods to Mrs. Henderson. Excuse me, ma'am. He walks over to Lena. You doing okay? I don't know what I'm doing. Lena's voice is steadier than she expected. I know, but you're handling it. That counts for something. Am I? Lena looks around the diner. Everyone is staring at her, some with pity, some with admiration, all with curiosity. I just want to go home and forget this happened. Can't do that. Victor's tone is gentle but firm. Those boys recorded you. Posted it somewhere probably. You try to hide their version, becomes the only version. But you destroyed their phones. The phones in their hands, not the cloud, not their backups, not whatever they already uploaded. Victor pulls out his own phone, an old flip phone that looks like it survived a war. World doesn't work like it used to. Everything's permanent now. Lena's stomach drops. So everyone's gonna see what you let them see. You control the narrative, you control the damage, you let them control it. He shrugs. You've seen how that goes. I don't know how to control anything. I'm a waitress. You're a human being who got assaulted. That's the story. You stick to it. Simple. True. The diner door opens. 2 police officers walk in, one older pot-bellied with sergeant stripes, one younger fit with rookie nervousness written all over his face. The sergeant surveys the scene. His eyes land on Victor and something flickers across his face. Recognition. Maybe respect. Maybe something else. Victor Hale, the sergeant says. Been a while. Martinez. Victor nods. Wish it was under better circumstances. Always is with you. Martinez pulls out a notepad. Dispatch said sexual assault and battery. Who's the victim? Lena raises her hand like she's in school. Me, I was... Take your time, miss. Martinez's voice is professional but not unkind. Start from the beginning. Lena tells it, haltingly at first, then faster, then in a rush that carries everything out, how she was carrying coffee, how Bradley stuck his foot out, how she stumbled, how they grabbed her, ripped her uniform, held her down, filmed her, laughed. Martinez writes it all down. The rookie is interviewing Mrs. Henderson and the truckers. And this is when Mr. Hale intervened, Martinez asks. Yes, he asked them to apologize. They refused, attacked him first. He defended himself. Martinez looks at Victor. That accurate. Bradley Merchant shoved me. I responded proportionally. Proportionally? Martinez almost smiles. That what we're calling it? I broke one wrist, winded another. Could have done worse. Didn't. Because you're a model citizen. Because I don't hurt people who don't need hurting. Martinez sighs. Bradley Merchant, as in Richard Merchant's kid. That's the one? Christ, Victor, you know what you just stepped in. Same thing I'd step in for anyone. The sergeant looks at Lena. Miss Carter, I need you to know something. The Merchant family has lawyers, lots of them. This isn't going to be simple. I just want to press charges. Lena's voice is small. He assaulted me. I want to press charges. And we'll take your statement. But I'm telling you now, Richard Merchant owns the building the DA's office is in. He's the mayor's biggest donor. His son gets in trouble. The whole machine starts moving to make it go away. So I'm just supposed to let it go. Lena's voice cracks. Pretend it didn't happen. I didn't say that. I'm saying lawyer up. Get your ducks in a row because they're going to come at you with everything. Victor speaks up. She needs a lawyer, pro bono, someone who doesn't owe the merchants anything. Martinez laughs without humor. Good luck finding that in Dustin. Richard Merchant's got his fingers in every pie in this town. Then we look outside town. Martinez raises an eyebrow. She's going to need someone watching her back. That's me now. Victor, you know you can't. Can't what? Can't help someone who needs help, can't do the right thing. Victor's voice hardens slightly. That's all I'm doing, Martinez. Helping a victim of a crime. Last I checked, that's not illegal. Martinez and Victor stare at each other for a long moment. Some conversation happening underneath the words. Old history, old understanding. Finally, Martinez nods. Okay, we'll do this by the book. Miss Carter, I need you to come to the station, give a formal statement. We'll document your injuries. Collect evidence. What about the video? Lena asks. The one they took of me. We'll issue a warrant for their devices. But Victor's right, if they uploaded it anywhere it's out there, we'll do what we can to track it down. But I should prepare for it to go viral. Lena's voice is hollow. Great. The rookie cop comes over. Sarge, we've got 12 witnesses who corroborate Miss Carter's account. Want me to get contact info for follow-up. Do it, and get photos of the scene. That spilled coffee, the torn uniform, everything. For the next 40 minutes, Lena is photographed, interviewed, documented, like she's evidence instead of a person. Victor stays close, but not too close, giving her space, but making sure she's not alone. Dale hovers near the register, looking like he wants to disappear into the tile. When the police finish, Martinez pulls Victor aside. Lena can't hear what they're saying, but she sees Martinez hand Victor a business card, sees Victor nod, sees something pass between them that looks like respect or maybe pity or maybe both. Then Martinez comes to Lena. Miss Carter, we're done here for now. I'd advise you to go home, rest, and contact a lawyer first thing tomorrow. Here's my card. Any threats, any harassment, you call me directly, day or night. Lena takes the card. Her hands have stopped shaking. Thank you. Thank Victor. He's the one who kept this from getting swept under the rug. Martinez looks at her seriously. And Miss Carter, be careful. The merchants don't forgive easily. After the police leave, the diner empties out quickly. The witnesses give their information and go. Dale retreats to his office. The cook, Ramon 60 with tattoos up both arms, brings Lena a plate of food she didn't order. On the house, Ramon says gruffly. You need anything, you tell me. Understood? Lena nods, throat tight. Ramon looks at Victor. Good to see you still got it, old man. Wasn't trying to showcase. But you did anyway. Good. Ramon goes back to the kitchen. Lena picks at the food, realizes she's starving, realizes she hasn't eaten since breakfast, realizes it's almost 6 p.m. and her shift ended 3 hours ago, and the whole world tilted on its axis, and she's still here, still breathing, still upright. Victor sits across from her in his booth, nursing cold coffee. You don't have to stay, Lena says. I know. So why are you? Victor is quiet for the moment. Because leaving you alone right now would be the wrong thing. And I've done enough wrong things in my life, trying to balance the scales a bit. By babysitting a waitress, by making sure you get home safe, that your locks work, that you've got someone's number to call if things get weird. Victor meets her eyes. By being the person I needed when I was in the shit and nobody came. There it is again, that flash of old pain, old regret. What happened to you? Lena asked quietly. Long story, wrong time. Is there ever a right time? Victor almost smiles. Fair point. He drains his coffee. Short version, I used to run with the club. Did things I'm not proud of. Lost people I loved because I was too focused on being tough instead of being smart. By the time I figured out what mattered, it was too late to save most of them. But not all of them. No, not all of them. Victor's expression shifts, softens slightly. Some I could help, did help, still do when they need it. Is that why you're here, some kind of penance? Maybe, or maybe I'm just old and tired, and the only thing that makes sense anymore is trying to leave things better than I found them. He stands, drops a 5 on the table. Come on, let's get you home. Lena follows him out into the Arizona evening. The sun is setting, painting the desert in shades of orange and purple she's seen 1,000 times and never really noticed until now. Victor's motorcycle is parked near the diner entrance, a massive Harley black and chrome with saddlebags and a worn seat. It looks like it's been everywhere and survived everything. I don't have a car, Lena admits. I walk. It's only 2 miles. Not tonight. Tonight you ride. I've never been on a motorcycle. Good time to start. Victor hands her a helmet from the saddlebag. Just hold on and lean when I lean, that's all. Lena puts the helmet on, climbs on behind him. The engine roars to life, vibrating through her entire body. Where to? Victor asks over his shoulder. She gives him her address. He nods. And then they're moving the diner, falling away behind them, the road opening up ahead. Lena holds on tight. The wind rushes past. The desert stretches out forever. And for the first time all day, she feels something that might be hope. Or might be the beginning of a fight she didn't ask for, but it isn't going to run from. Either way, she's not alone anymore. That has to count for something. Victor's motorcycle pulls up to a building that's seen better decades. The engine cuts, and Lena climbs off, hands her helmet back. 3rd floor, she says. Number 3, 1-2. I'll walk you up. You really don't have to. I know. Victor swings off the bike. Doing it anyway. They climb stairs that creak under their weight. Lena's keys rattle in her hand as she unlocks the door. The apartment is small, 1-bedroom kitchen, barely bigger than a closet furniture from thrift stores and curbsides. Lock behind me, Victor says. Chain 2, windows locked. Lena checks. Yes. Good, you got my number. She holds up the paper napkin he'd written on at the diner. His handwriting is surprisingly neat. 555-0147. Anything weird happens, anything at all, you call. I don't care what time. Okay, Victor pauses at the door. You gonna be all right tonight? Lena wants to say yes, wants to be strong. Instead, the truth comes out. I don't know. Honest answer, that's good. He nods toward her phone on the counter. Might want to turn that off for a bit. Give yourself some quiet. Why would I? Then her phone buzzes, and buzzes again. And again. Lena picks it up. Her screen is full of notifications. Text messages from numbers she doesn't recognize. Facebook friend requests. Instagram tags. Her hand starts shaking. What is this? Victor's jaw tightens. They posted it already. Turn it off. But I need to see what they are. No, you don't. His voice is firm but gentle. Not tonight. Tonight you rest. Tomorrow we deal with it. Lena's thumb hovers over the power button. Then she sees the preview of one message. You lying whore, those boys did nothing wrong. She powers the phone off so fast she nearly drops it. Good, Victor says. Now lock this door behind me. Try to sleep. I'll check in tomorrow morning. After he leaves, Lena chains the door, checks the windows again, sits on her couch and stares at the dark phone in her hand. She lasts 10 minutes before she turns it back on. The messages flood in, hundreds of them. The video is everywhere. TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Reddit. Someone screen recorded it before Victor destroyed the phones. The views are climbing. 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. And the comments. Attention seeker. She wanted it. Those poor boys defending themselves from a crazy waitress. Hope she gets fired. But there are other voices too. I saw this happen. She did nothing wrong. Those rich kids are monsters. This is assault. Why isn't anyone talking about the assault? That old biker is a hero. Someone find out who he is. The war is already starting. 2 sides forming. Truth versus power. And Lena is caught in the middle. Her phone rings. Unknown number. She answers before thinking. Lena Carter. A woman's voice, professional, cold. Who is this? Jennifer Ross. I represent the Merchant family. We need to talk about the incident at Rosie's diner. I already talked to the police. Yes, well, we have a different perspective on what occurred. My clients are prepared to be generous if you're willing to be reasonable. Lena's stomach turns. Generous. $10,000. You drop the charges, sign an NDA, and this all goes away quietly. Your client's son assaulted me. My client's son was attacked by Victor Hale, a known criminal with a violent history. You were involved in an altercation that has been blown out of proportion. We're offering you a chance to move on with your life without the ugliness of a trial. I'm not dropping the charges. Jennifer's voice hardens. Miss Carter, let me be clear. The Merchant family has resources you cannot imagine. If this goes to court, we will destroy your credibility. Every mistake you've ever made, every bad decision, every embarrassing moment, it will all be public record. Are you prepared for that? Are you threatening me? I'm informing you of reality. You're a waitress with no college degree, no savings, no family support. We checked. You're one missed rent payment from eviction. How long do you think you'll last against us? Lena's grip on the phone tightens. Get a lawyer and talk to them. I'm done talking to you. She hangs up. Her hands are shaking again, but this time it's not fear. It's rage. Her phone rings immediately. Same number. She declines it. It rings again. Declines again. Finally, she blocks the number. Then she calls Victor. He answers on the first ring. What's wrong? They offered me money, $10,000 to drop the charges and sign an NDA. Silence on the other end. Then what did you say? I said no. Good. That's real good, Lena. Took courage. They said they'd destroy me if I don't take it. Said they'd dig up everything, make me look bad, ruin my life. They'll try. Won't work if you've got the truth on your side. The truth? Lena laughs bitterly. Victor, half the internet already thinks I'm lying. The video is everywhere, and people are calling me every name you can imagine. Other half believes you. That's something. Is it enough? Victor is quiet for a moment. I know a lawyer, woman named Sarah Chen, works out of Phoenix, takes cases the big firms won't touch. I'll call her tonight, see if she'll meet with you. I can't afford a Phoenix lawyer. She does pro bono for the right cases. This qualifies. Why would she? Because she hates bullies, and she's good at making them bleed. Victor's tone shifts. Get some sleep, Lena, real sleep. Tomorrow's going to be long. But sleep doesn't come. Lena lies in bed staring at the ceiling, replaying everything. The moment she fell, the laughter, the hands, the camera, the fear. Then Victor's voice calm and certain. Apologize or learn. At 2 a.m., her phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. You should have taken the money, bitch. Now we're coming for you. She screenshots it, sends it to Victor, sends it to Sergeant Martinez. Martinez responds within 5 minutes. Noted. Save all threats. Don't engage. I'll follow up in the morning. Victor's response is simpler. Lock your door. I'm parked outside. Lena goes to the window, looks down. Sure enough, Victor's motorcycle is parked on the street, and he's sitting on the curb, visible under the street light, drinking coffee from a thermos. She calls him. You can't stay there all night. Can and will. Victor, you need to sleep. I'll sleep when you're safe. I'm fine. The door's locked. I'm 3 floors up. And I'm staying here anyway. Go to bed, Lena. She wants to argue. Instead, she says, thank you. You keep saying that. Gonna wear the words out. Then I'll find new ones. At 7 a.m., Lena's phone rings. Different number. She almost doesn't answer, but something makes her. Miss Carter, this is Sarah Chen. Victor Hale called me last night. I'd like to meet with you this morning if possible. Lena sits up. This morning I work at 10. Call in sick. This is more important. I can't afford to miss. You can't afford not to. We need to get ahead of this before the merchants bury you in paperwork. Sarah's voice is brisk, efficient, but not unkind. There's a coffee shop called Grounds on Main Street in Dustin. Meet me there at 9. How will I know you? I'll know you. Everyone knows you now. That's the problem we're fixing. Sarah hangs up before Lena can respond. At 8:30, Lena walks downstairs to find Victor still there, looking like he hasn't moved. You stayed all night, she says. Told you I would. You're insane. Been called worse. He stands, stretches. His back cracks audibly. Sarah call you. How did you know? Because she's reliable, and she doesn't waste time. Victor pulls out his phone, shows Lena a screenshot. You seen this yet? It's a news article, local station. The headline reads, Viral video sparks debate, assault or misunderstanding. Below it, a photo of Bradley Merchant in a hospital bed, his wrist in a cast, looking pale and victimized. The article paints him as the victim. describes Victor as a 71-year-old ex-convict with a history of violence. Quotes Richard Merchant calling for Victor's arrest for assault. Lena reads it twice, feeling sicker each time. They're making him look like the victim. Of course they are. That's how power works. They control the narrative until someone fights back. Victor pockets his phone. That someone is Sarah. Come on, I'll drive you. Grounds is a small coffee shop that smells like espresso and possibility. Sarah Chen is already there, mid-40s, sharp suit, sharper eyes with a leather briefcase that's seen 1,000 courtrooms. She stands when Lena enters. Lena Carter, I'm Sarah, sit. Lena sits. Victor takes the chair next to her. Sarah pulls out a tablet, opens a folder, and slides it across to Lena. This is everything they're saying about you online. The good, the bad, and the vile. Read it now, so you're prepared. Lena reads. It's worse than she thought. Someone found her old Facebook photos from college, pictures of her at parties, drinking, laughing. Out of context, they look bad, reckless. The comments beneath them are brutal. They're making me look like I'm crazy, Lena whispers. They're scared, Sarah says flatly. When powerful people get scared, they attack. But they made a mistake. What mistake? They went after you publicly. That means we can fight back publicly. Sarah swipes to another screen. The video they posted, we can use it. It shows the assault clearly. The grabbing, the ripping, the filming. Their lawyers are trying to spin it, but the truth is right there. But the article said, the article is damage control. Richard Merchant owns 3 local news stations. Of course, they're running his version, but he doesn't own the internet, and the internet is where this fight is happening. Lena looks at Victor. He nods encouragingly. Sarah continues. Here's what we're going to do. First, I file a civil suit against all 4 boys for assault, battery, and emotional distress. Second, we push the DA hard on criminal charges. Third, we tell your story publicly, interviews, social media, whatever it takes to get the truth out there. I don't want to be famous, Lena says quietly. Too late, you already are. Now we decide what you're famous for, being a victim who disappeared or being a survivor who fought back. I just want them punished for what they did. Then let me do my job. Sarah closes the tablet. But I need you to understand something, Lena. This is going to get worse before it gets better. They're going to dig into your life. They're going to find every mistake, every bad boyfriend, every unpaid parking ticket. They're going to try to make you look like you deserved this. I didn't deserve it. I know that. The truth knows that. But juries are human, and humans are stupid sometimes. We need to be smarter than they are. Sarah looks at Victor. You broke that kid's wrist. He shoved me first. Self-defense. I can work with that. But they're going to paint you as the aggressor. Dangerous old biker attacks innocent college student. How do we counter that? With witnesses, Victor says. 12 people saw Bradley assault Lena first. Saw him refuse to apologize. Saw him attack me. Good. I'll depose every one of them. Sarah makes a note. What about your past? Anything they can use against you? Victor's expression doesn't change. I did 2 years in county for assault. Got out in '98. Been clean since. That'll come up. Let it. I'm not hiding from what I did. I'm also not ashamed of who I am now. Sarah studies him for a long moment, then nods. Honest. I can work with honest. She turns back to Lena. Now you. Tell me everything they might find. Everything. Lena takes a breath. I dropped out of community college after 1 semester. Couldn't afford it. I've had 3 DU as no 2. 2, both over 5 years ago. I've been late on rent 6 times this year. I dated a guy who got arrested for selling weed. That was 4 years ago, and I didn't know he was dealing. That's it. That's it. Speeding tickets. 4. Drugs. Weed a few times in college, nothing else. Kids. No. Sarah nods. Good. Nothing there that'll destroy you. They'll try to make the DUs look bad, but we can spin it. You made mistakes, learned from them, moved on. The boyfriend is irrelevant. What about your family? Dead. Mom died when I was 19. Dad left when I was 6. No siblings. Sarah's expression softens slightly. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Any friends who might say something stupid to a reporter, Lena thinks. I don't really have friends. I work a lot, keep to myself. That's actually helpful. Fewer variables. Sarah pulls out a contract. This is a pro bono agreement. I represent you for free. If we win a settlement, I take 30%. If we lose, you owe me nothing. Standard language. Read it, sign it if you agree. Lena reads it. The words blur together. She signs. Good. Sarah stands. Now we go on offense. I'm calling the DA today, pushing for charges. I'm also reaching out to some journalists. I trust people who won't just parrot the merchant line. And you, she points at Lena, you prepare to tell your story. Clearly, calmly, no emotion unless it's righteous anger. Can you do that? I don't know. Learn fast because in 3 days you're going on camera. Lena's stomach drops. Camera. Local news wants an interview. I already set it up. I can't. I'm not. You can and you are. This is how we fight back. They've made you a villain in their story. Now we make you the hero in yours. Sarah picks up her briefcase. Victor, keep her safe. Lena, practice your story. I'll be in touch. She's gone before Lena can process any of it. Lena looks at Victor. I'm going on TV. Looks like it. I'm going to throw up. Probably, but you'll do it anyway. Victor stands, offers his hand. Come on, let's get you some real food. You're going to need your strength. They end up at a diner 3 towns over, far enough that nobody recognizes Lena. She orders pancakes and can't eat them. Victor eats his eggs methodically, watching the door. You're always watching, Lena observes. Old habit, hard to break. From the club, Victor nods. When you run with a crew, you learn to read rooms. Who's a threat? Who's not? Who's about to do something stupid? Were you good at it? Too good, that was the problem. He drinks his coffee. Being good at violence makes you rely on it, but you start solving everything with your fists because it's easy and it works, until it doesn't. What changed? Lost someone who mattered. Someone I could have saved if I'd been smarter instead of tougher. Victor's eyes go distant. After that, I walked away from the club. Tried to be better. Some days I succeed. Today you succeeded. Today's not over yet. Lena's phone buzzes. Another unknown number. Another message. Drop the charges or we burn your life down. She shows it to Victor. His jaw tightens. Forward that to Sarah and Martinez. Now. This is insane. They're threatening me and nobody's stopping them. They will. Takes time. Victor leans forward. Lena, listen to me. These people are used to getting their way. They threaten you, full problem solved. But you're not folding. That scares them. Scared people make mistakes. We just need to wait for the mistake. And if they don't make one, they will. Power makes people stupid. Trust me. Lena's phone rings. This time it's Sergeant Martinez. Miss Carter, we've got a problem, he says without preamble. The merchant family is pressing charges against Victor Hale for assault. What Bradley attacked him first. I know. Witnesses confirm it. But Richard Merchant hired the best criminal defense attorney in the state, and they're pushing hard. I'm required to bring Victor in for questioning. Lena looks at Victor, who's clearly heard everything. His expression doesn't change. When? Victor asks. This afternoon. Can you come to the station at 2? I'll be there. Martinez sighs. Victor, they're going to try to make you look like the bad guy here. Watch yourself. Always do. After Martinez hangs up, Lena feels panic rising. They're arresting you. Not arresting, questioning, different thing. But they could arrest you. Could, won't, not with 12 witnesses saying Bradley swung first. Victor pushes his plate away. This is a pressure play. They're hoping I'll back down, convince you to drop your charges to save myself. I won't. I can't. I know. That's why I'm not worried. How are you so calm about this? Victor almost smiles. Been through worse. County jail ain't the worst place I've been. But Lena sees something in his eyes, not fear but weariness. The weight of fighting the same fight over and over. I'm sorry, she says. This is all my fault. No. Victor's voice is firm. This is their fault. You're the victim. I'm the guy who helped. They're the ones who assaulted you and are now trying to avoid consequences. Don't let them twist that around. At 1:45 p.m., Victor drops Lena at her apartment. Stay inside, he says. Lock the door. Sarah's sending someone to install a security camera on your door. Should be here by 4. What about you? I'll handle Martinez. Be back tonight to check on you. Victor, I'll be fine, Lena. Promise. But as he drives away, Lena isn't sure either of them will be fine. She goes inside, locks the door, and turns on the TV. The news is playing. A reporter stands outside the police station. Breaking news in this viral video controversy: Victor Hale, the man seen assaulting Bradley Merchant in the now infamous diner video, is expected to turn himself in for questioning this afternoon. The Merchant family's attorney released a statement calling Hale a dangerous criminal and demanding he be charged with aggravated assault. Lena changes the channel. Same story, changes again, same story. Everywhere she looks, Victor is the villain. Her phone buzzes, a text from a number she doesn't recognize. Saw the news. You let that old man take the fall for you? You're pathetic. Then another, hope they lock him up forever. Another, this is what happens when trash like you tries to ruin good people's lives. Lena throws her phone across the room. It hits the wall but doesn't break. She slides down to the floor, pulls her knees to her chest, and for the first time since this all started, she lets herself cry. Not from fear, from fury, because she finally understands what Victor meant. This isn't about justice. It's about power, and power doesn't lose quietly. Lena is still on the floor when her phone rings again. She ignores it. It rings again and again. Finally, she crawls over, picks it up. Sarah Chen. She answers. Turn on channel 7, Sarah says, now. Lena finds the remote, switches channels. The news anchor is mid-sentence. Exclusive interview with Bradley Merchant, who spoke to us from his hospital bed about the terrifying attack that left him with a shattered wrist, and he says permanent trauma. The screen cuts to Bradley. His face is pale eyes, red voice shaking. He looks like a victim. I was just having lunch with my friends, Bradley says. This waitress came over, started flirting with me. I tried to politely decline and she got angry. Started screaming, throwing things. We tried to calm her down and then this old man just attacked us. For no reason. He broke my wrist in 3 places. The interviewer's voice is sympathetic. And you have the injury documented? Yes. Bradley holds up his casted wrist. The doctors said I might never regain full mobility. I'm pre-law at ASU. This could ruin my career before it even starts. What about the viral video that shows a different version of events? That video is edited, taken out of context. My father's attorneys are working to get the full footage released, which will show the truth that we were the victims here. Lena's hands are shaking so hard she drops the phone. Sarah's voice comes through the speaker. Lena, you still there? She picks it up. He's lying. He's sitting there lying, and they're letting him. I know. That's why we're going on offense tomorrow. Your interview is scheduled for 10 a.m. Channel 12. They're the only station the Merchants don't own. I can't do this, Sarah. You saw him. He looks like the victim. You look like someone who got assaulted and is fighting back. That's the story we're telling. Sarah's voice is steel. Bradley Merchant is a rich kid who's never faced consequences in his life. You're a working woman who's never had anything handed to her. People will see that contrast, trust me. What if they don't? Then we lose, but we don't lose without fighting. After Sarah hangs up, Lena sits there staring at the TV. Bradley's face is plastered across every channel now. The narrative is set: innocent college student attacked by violent criminal and his accomplice. Her phone buzzes. Victor. You watching? He asks. Yeah. It's bullshit. I know it's bullshit, but half the country believes him. Other half believes you. Math's on our side. Victor's voice is calm, but Lena can hear something underneath it. Anger. Controlled but there. What happened at the station? Martinez questioned me for 2 hours. I told the truth. They've got witness statements backing me up. Bradley swung first and defended myself. Minimal force applied. They know it. But the DA's feeling pressure from Richard Merchant, so they're reviewing the case. Victor pauses. Translation: they were trying to figure out how to make this go away without looking corrupt. Can they arrest you? They could. Probably won't. But they're making me sweat first. Standard intimidation tactic. This is insane. This is rich people protecting their own. Always been insane. Lena hears something in the background on Victor's end. Voices. Movement. Where are you? She asks. My garage. Couple guys from the old club stop by while making sure I'm okay. Are you? Victor is quiet for a moment. Been better, been worse. I'm functional. That's not an answer. It's the only one I got right now. He exhales. Listen, I'm going to stay here tonight. Work on some bikes. Clear my head. You'll be okay alone. The security camera guy came. It's installed. I'm locked in. Good. I'll check on you first thing tomorrow, before your interview. Victor Tveen. Yeah. Thank you for all of this. I know it's costing you. Stop. We don't do that. You thank me when this is over and you're safe, and those boys are in a cell where they belong. Until then, we just fight. After he hangs up, Lena makes herself eat something. Soup from a can. It tastes like nothing. At 11 p.m., she's trying to sleep when her phone buzzes with a news alert. Breaking anonymous donor offers $50,000 reward for information leading to assault charges against Victor Hale. She calls Sarah. I saw it, Sarah says before Lena can speak. Richard Merchant is trying to buy witnesses. It won't work. The real witnesses already gave statements to police. $50,000, Sarah. People lie for a lot less. Let them try. We'll bury them in cross-examination. Sarah's typing in the background. I'm filing a motion tomorrow to fast-track your civil case. The longer this drags out, the more time they have to manipulate public opinion. How long until trial? Civil 4 to 6 months if we push. Criminal depends on the DA, but I'm betting they'll drag their feet hoping you give up. I'm not giving up. Good. Neither am I. Lena tries to sleep but can't. Every sound makes her jump. Every car that passes could be them. Every shadow could be a threat. At 2 a.m. her phone rings. Unknown number. She almost doesn't answer, but something makes her. Heavy breathing on the other end. Then a voicemail disguised, "You're dead, bitch. You and that old man, both dead." The line goes dead. Lena's hands shake as she calls Martinez. He answers on the third ring, groggy. Someone just called, threatened to kill me. And Victor. Martinez is instantly alert. Did you record it? No, I didn't. I wasn't thinking. It's okay. We can pull your phone records. What did they say exactly? Lena repeats it word for word. All right, I'm sending a patrol car to your building. They'll sit outside for the rest of the night. What about Victor? I'll call him. Where is he? His garage, working on bikes. I'll send someone there too. But 15 minutes later, Martinez calls back. His voice is different. Tight. Lena, I need you to listen carefully. Victor's garage is on fire. Everything stops. What? Someone torched it. Fire department's there now, but the building's a total loss. Victor got out, but what is he hurt? He's fine, shaken up but fine. But Lena, this wasn't an accident. Someone poured accelerant around the perimeter. This was arson. This was a message. Lena's vision blurs. Where is he? At the scene. I'm heading there now. You need to stay put. Lock your doors. Don't open them for anyone except uniformed officers. Understand? I need to see him. Lena, I need to see him. Martinez sighs. I'll have an officer pick you up. 20 minutes. Those 20 minutes feel like hours. When the patrol car arrives, the officer, young Latino with kind eyes, escorts her down. Officer Ruiz, he introduces himself. Martinez sent me. You okay, miss? No. Fair enough. The drive to Victor's garage is silent except for the police radio crackling. When they arrive, the fire is mostly out, but smoke still pours from the collapsed building. Fire trucks, police cars, ambulances. The whole street is chaos. Victor is sitting on the curb wrapped in a blanket despite the desert heat. His face is streaked with soot. His hands are shaking. Lena runs to him. Are you okay? He looks up at her, and for the first time since she met him, she sees fear in his eyes. Not for himself, for something else. They burned it, he says quietly. Everything. 20 years of work. Gone. You're alive. That's what matters. I know, but Lena... He looks at the smoking ruins. That's where I kept all my records. Receipts, documents, everything for the lawsuit. It's all gone now. Lena's stomach drops. Sarah can get duplicates, right? From bank suppliers. Some of it, not all of it. And it'll take time we don't have. Martinez walks over, notepad in hand. Victor, need you to walk me through what happened. Victor stands the blanket falling from his shoulders. I was in the back bay, working on a soft tail, heard glass breaking around front. Went to check it out, saw flames already climbing the walls. Grabbed my phone, got out the side door. Whole building was engulfed in under 3 minutes. See anyone? No. Dark SUV, no plates. Pulled away fast when I came out. Make model Escalade, maybe Tahoe, black. Tinted windows. Martinez writes it down, but his expression says he knows they'll never find it. A fire investigator approaches. Sergeant, we found the point of origin, multiple points actually. Accelerant poured around all 4 sides of the building. This was professional. How professional? Whoever did this knew what they were doing. Clean ignition, fast burn, no fingerprints so far. We'll process the scene, but the investigator shrugs. I'm not optimistic. After he leaves, Martinez pulls Victor aside. Lena follows. This is escalating. Martinez says quietly. Death threats, arson. Next time it might not be a building. It might be you. Or Lena. I know. Then walk away. Tell Lena to drop the charges. Take whatever settlement the merchants are offering and disappear. Can't do that. Victor, I'm trying to keep you alive here. And I appreciate it. But if I walk away, they win. Every time. Every person they hurt, every rule they break, every life they ruin, they win because people are too scared to fight back. Victor looks at Lena. She's not scared. Neither am I. Martinez looks between them, then shakes his head. You're both insane. Maybe, but we're right. Being right doesn't stop bullets, doesn't stop fires, doesn't stop people who have everything to lose and nothing holding them back. Then protect us. That's your job, isn't it? Martinez's jaw tightens. I'll do what I can, but Victor Richard Merchant owns half the city council. He's got the mayor's ear. If he wants you gone, there's only so much I can do to stop him. Then we'd better move fast. After Martinez walks away to coordinate with the fire crew, Lena touches Victor's arm. You could have died, but I didn't. Next time, we'll deal with next time when it comes. Victor looks at the ruins of his garage. Right now, we focus on tomorrow. Your interview. The truth. Making sure everyone knows what really happened. My interview. Lena's voice rises. Victor, they just tried to kill you. How am I supposed to go on TV and talk about the truth, about what those boys did, about why you're not backing down? Victor turns to face her fully. Lena, this is exactly why you have to do the interview. They're trying to scare us into silence. We go silent, they win. I'm not brave like you. Neither am I. I'm just old and tired of watching bad people get away with bad things. He manages a small smile. Besides, you got this far. Didn't take their money. Didn't run when they threatened you. That's brave. That's just being stubborn. Sometimes there's no difference. Officer Ruiz approaches. Miss Carter, I need to get you back to your apartment. It's not safe out here. Lena doesn't want to leave Victor. Doesn't want to leave him alone after what just happened. I'm fine, Victor says, reading her mind. Martinez is putting me in a hotel tonight. Under protection, I'll see you before your interview. Promise, promise. But as Officer Ruiz drives Lena back to her apartment, she looks out the rear window and sees Victor still standing there, staring at the smoking ruins of everything he had built. She knows what this cost him. Not just the garage, not just the bikes, but the safety, the peace, the quiet life he'd carved out after years of chaos. And he gave it up for her, a stranger in a diner he didn't even know. Back in her apartment, Lena can't sleep. She turns on the TV. The fire is already news. Breaking tonight, a garage belonging to Victor Hale, the man at the center of the controversial diner assault case, has burned to the ground. Authorities suspect arson, though no arrests have been made. Some are speculating this is retaliation for Hale's violent attack on Bradley Merchant. Lena turns it off, opens her laptop instead, starts reading the comments on the viral video, again torturing herself with the opinions of strangers. But something has changed. The tide is shifting. Wait, his garage just happened to burn down the same day he was questioned. That's not a coincidence. The more the merchants push back, the guiltier they look. I've met Bradley Merchant. He's a piece of shit. I believe the waitress. $50,000 reward to frame an old man. That family is terrified. Anyone else notice how quickly they tried to make this go away? What are they hiding? For every hateful comment, there are two more defending her. Defending Victor, questioning the merchant narrative. The war isn't over. But maybe, just maybe, they're not losing. At 6 a.m., there's a knock on her door. Lena checks the security camera Victor had installed. It's Sarah Chen, holding 2 coffees in a garment bag. Lena opens the door. "Drink this," Sarah says, handing her a coffee, "and put this on. We've got 2 hours to make you look like someone the jury will believe." "Did you hear about the fire?" "Yes, which is why we're doing this interview today instead of waiting." "They're escalating, which means they're desperate. Desperate people make mistakes." Sarah hangs the garment bag on the door. "You're going to wear this simple, professional, nothing flashy. We're going for hard-working American woman, not victim seeking attention." "I am a victim. You're a survivor. Big difference. Victims are helpless. Survivors fight back." Sarah pulls out her tablet. "I've prepared talking points. Memorize them, but don't recite them. Make them sound natural. Tell your story like you're telling a friend." "I don't have friends." "Pretend, or pretend you're telling Victor." Sarah sets up the tablet. "Now practice. I'm the interviewer. Tell me what happened that day at Rosie's Diner." They run through it 5 times, then 10, then 15. Each time Lena gets better, more confident, less shaky. By the time they leave for the station at 9 a.m., she almost believes she can do this. Almost. The TV station is smaller than Lena expected. The interviewer, Amanda Torres, mid-30s with intelligent eyes and a reputation for tough questions, greets them in the green room. "Miss Carter, thank you for coming. I know this is difficult." "It is," Lena says honestly. "I'm going to ask you hard questions. Questions the merchant attorneys will ask in court. Better you practice answering them now with me than fumble later under oath. That okay with you?" Lena looks at Sarah, who nods. "MD. Okay, Lena says. They sit on the interview set. Lights are adjusted. Makeup is applied to Lena's face just enough to look professional, not enough to look fake. The camera operator counts down. 3, 2, 1. Amanda turns to the camera. "We're here with Lena Carter, the waitress at the center of the viral video that has sparked national debate. Lena, thank you for speaking with us." "Thank you for having me. Let's start with what happened that day. In your own words, what occurred at Rosie's Diner." Lena takes a breath, remembers Sarah's coaching, tells the truth. "I was working my shift carrying coffee. Bradley Merchant stuck his foot out. I tripped. When I tried to get up, he and his friends grabbed me, ripped my uniform, held me down while they filmed. I asked them to stop. They laughed. 30 people watched. No one helped until Victor Hale stood up and gave them a choice: apologize or face consequences. And they chose not to apologize. They chose to attack him. He defended himself. Bradley Merchant claims you were flirting with him and became aggressive when he rejected you. How do you respond to that?" "It's a lie. I was carrying coffee. I didn't speak to him until after he tripped me. And the video shows that. It shows me on the ground trying to get away while they laugh and film." The Merchant family's attorneys claim the video was edited and out of context. Then they should release the full video. "I have nothing to hide, do they?" Amanda nods approvingly. "Victor Hale has a criminal record. Does that concern you?" "Victor Hale is the only person in that diner who helped me. I don't care what he did 20 years ago. I care that when I needed someone, he was there." "But he did break Bradley Merchant's wrist. After Bradley attacked him first. Victor showed restraint. He could have done much worse. He didn't. Last night, Mr. Hale's garage burned down in what police are calling arson. Do you believe that's connected to this case?" Lena looks directly into the camera. "Someone tried to kill him, to scare us into silence. But we're not going silent. Because what happened to me happens to women every day. And every day, powerful people get away with it because their victims are too afraid to fight back. I'm done being afraid." Amanda leans forward. "What do you want people watching this to know?" "That the truth matters. That courage isn't being unafraid, it's being terrified and doing the right thing anyway. And that I'm not going anywhere until Bradley Merchant and his friends face consequences for what they did." The interview lasts 20 minutes. When it's over, Amanda shakes Lena's hand. That was brave, she says quietly. Really brave. Sarah is beaming. You did great. Better than great. But Lena doesn't feel great. She feels exposed, raw, like she just handed ammunition to everyone who wants to destroy her. When does it air, she asks. Tonight at 6, prime time. Amanda hands her a card. If you think of anything else, call me. I'm not done covering this story. Outside the station, Victor is waiting, leaning against his motorcycle. He looks tired but whole. How'd it go, he asks. I don't know. I said everything Sarah told me to say. Told the truth. Then it went fine. He hands her a helmet. Come on, let's get out of here before the merchant lawyers show up with subpoenas. As they ride away, Lena wraps her arms around Victor's waist and holds on tight. She doesn't know what happens next, but she knows she's not fighting alone, and that has to be enough. They stop at a diner 40 miles outside Dustin, far enough that no one recognizes them. Victor orders coffee. Lena can't eat, but she forces down toast because he tells her to. Interview airs in 6 hours, Sarah texts. Prepare for everything to explode. Good explosion this time. Lena shows Victor the message. You ready for that? He asks. No, but I'm doing it anyway. Victor almost smiles. That's the spirit. Lena's phone buzzes again. This time it's a number she recognizes Dale, her manager at Rosie's Diner. She answers. Dale, Lena. His voice is shaking. I need to tell you something before your interview airs, before it's too late. What is it, Dale? Richard Merchant came to the diner yesterday, offered me $20,000 to say you started the fight, to say you attacked those boys first. Lena's grip on the phone tightens. What did you say? I said I'd think about it. Dale's voice cracks. God help me, I actually considered it. $20,000, Lena. That's more than I make in a year. But then I went home, looked at my daughter, she's 15, and I thought, what would I tell her? That I lied to protect rich kids who hurt someone, that money matters more than truth. Dale, I'm calling Martinez today. I'm telling him about the bribe attempt, and I'm giving a statement that backs up your version of events. Everything I saw, everything those boys did. He pauses. I'm sorry I didn't do it sooner. I was scared, but I'm done being scared. After he hangs up, Lena stares at her phone. Dale's testifying, she tells Victor, and reporting the bribe. Victor nods slowly. Cracks are forming. When the pressure gets high enough, people start making choices. Real choices. What if they come after him too? They will, but he knows that. He's doing it anyway. That's courage. By 4 p.m., they're back at Lena's apartment. Sarah arrives with printed documents, a laptop, and the energy of someone running on pure caffeine and righteous anger. Dale's statement just hit Martinez's desk, Sarah says. Attempted bribery of a witness is a felony. The DA can't ignore that. Will they arrest Richard Merchant? Lena asks. Probably not. He'll claim he was just trying to clarify the truth or some bullshit. But it looks bad. Really bad, especially when combined with the arson. Sarah opens her laptop. Also, we got something else. Remember those other 2 boys, the ones who didn't get their wrists broken? Yeah. One of them, Tyler Hoffman, just fired his lawyer. His parents hired the Merchant family's attorney as a package deal, but Tyler fired him this morning and got his own counsel. Independent counsel. Victor leans forward. He's flipping. Maybe, or he's just protecting himself. Either way, it's a crack in their united front. Sarah pulls up an email. His new lawyer reached out to me. Wants to talk about a deal. Tyler gives us his testimony in exchange for reduced charges. What's his testimony worth? Lena asks. Everything. He was there. He filmed it. He's got text messages from Bradley planning the whole thing. Let's mess with the hot waitress, make her cry, put it on TikTok. Sarah's expression is fierce. This wasn't spontaneous. It was premeditated assault for social media clout. Lena feels sick. They planned it. According to Tyler's lawyer, yes, which upgrades the charges from simple assault to conspiracy and premeditated battery. That's real prison time, not just probation. Why is Tyler breaking ranks? Because he's 20 years old and his parents finally woke up and realized their son could spend 5 years in prison protecting Bradley Merchant. Sarah closes the laptop. Rich people stick together until it costs too much. Then they scatter like rats. At 5:45 p.m., they turn on the TV. The interview preview is already running. Amanda Torres appears on screen. Tonight at 6, an exclusive interview with Lena Carter, the waitress whose assault sparked a national conversation about privilege, power, and justice. What she told us will shock you. The preview cuts to Lena's face, her voice steady. I'm done being afraid. Lena's phone starts buzzing before the full interview even airs. Messages from people she hasn't talked to in years. Former coworkers, high school acquaintances, even her ex-boyfriend from 3 years ago. Everyone wants a piece of the story. At 6 p.m., the interview airs in full. Victor and Sarah sit on either side of Lena on her couch, watching in silence. When Amanda asks the hard questions, Lena watches herself answer calmly, clearly, truthfully. She barely recognizes the woman on screen. That woman looks strong, certain, unbreakable. You did good, Victor says quietly. When the interview ends, Amanda Torres delivers a closing statement. Since this interview was recorded this morning, we've learned that Dale Morrison, manager of Rosie's Diner, has come forward with evidence that Richard Merchant attempted to bribe him to change his testimony. We've also learned that one of the 4 young men involved in the incident has hired independent counsel and is reportedly cooperating with authorities. This story is far from over. Lena's phone explodes. Text messages, calls, social media notifications pouring in so fast her phone can't keep up. Sarah grabs it. Turn this off, now. I'll monitor the important stuff. You need to stay focused. Focused on what? On what comes next, court, depositions, the real fight. But before Sarah can say more, her own phone rings. She looks at the screen and her expression shifts. It's the DA, she says. She answers, puts it on speaker. Sarah Chen. The DA's voice is tired. Ms. Chen, I'm calling to inform you that we're filing criminal charges against Bradley Merchant, Connor Walsh, Tyler Hoffman, and Jackson Reed. Assault and battery conspiracy and attempted bribery in the case of Richard Merchant. Sarah's eyes widen. All 4 boys, all 4. Tyler Hoffman's cooperation earned him a plea deal, reduced charges in exchange for testimony. But the others, they're going to trial. When arraignment is Monday, trial date will be set then, but we're pushing for within 60 days. This case has too much public attention to drag out. After the DA hangs up, the 3 of them sit in stunned silence. We won, Lena says, not quite believing it. We got charges filed, Sarah corrects. That's not the same as winning, but it's a hell of a start. Victor stands, walks to the window. They're going to come back harder now. Richard Merchant just lost control of the narrative. That makes him dangerous. What can he do? Lena asks. The truth is out there. People believe me now. He can make you disappear, make me disappear, make the witnesses too scared to testify. Victor turns back. We're not safe yet. As if on cue, Lena's building alarm starts blaring. Sarah grabs her phone. Fire alarm. Could be nothing. Or could be them, Victor says. He's already moving toward the door. Lena, grab your purse. Essential documents. Move. They rush down the stairs with dozens of other residents. Smoke is pouring from the first floor. Real smoke. Real fire. Fire trucks arrive within minutes, but by the time they get the blaze under control, 12 apartments are destroyed. Lena's apartment is on the 3rd floor, untouched by fire, but smoke damage will make it uninhabitable for weeks. Martinez shows up with the fire investigator. Same one from Victor's garage. Accelerant again, the investigator says. Same MO as the garage fire. Professional job. Martinez looks at Victor. They're trying to burn you out, literally. We need a safe house, Sarah says. Somewhere the merchants don't know about. Somewhere Lena can stay until trial. I got a place, Victor says. Old friend owes me a favor. Cabin about an hour north, off the grid. No one knows about it except people I trust. How many people is that? Martinez asks. 6, and they'd all die before telling the merchants where it is. Sarah nods. Do it. Get her out of here. I'll handle the legal stuff remotely. What about my job? Lena asks. I can't just disappear. You think Rosie's Diner is safe? Victor's voice is sharp. They burned down my garage and your apartment. You think they won't torch the diner with you inside it? Lena knows he's right. Hates that he's right. Okay, she says. Okay, I'll go. An hour later, they're on Victor's motorcycle heading north. Everything Lena owns that survived the fire fits in one backpack, her whole life reduced to a bag she can carry. The cabin belongs to a man named Jackson. No last name, Victor says, and don't ask. He's 73, built like a bear with tattoos that tell stories of violence and survival. He opens the door with a shotgun in hand, then lowers it when he sees Victor. Heard you got trouble, Jackson says. Trouble found me. Need a place to stash her for a few weeks. Jackson looks at Lena. You the waitress from the news? Yeah. Good. Hate rich bastards who think they can hurt people without consequences. He steps aside. Come in. Got 2 bedrooms. Victor, you staying. Need to get back. Make sure Sarah's safe. Make sure the witnesses don't get cold feet. I'll watch her. Anyone comes up that driveway, they won't leave walking. Victor nods, looks at Lena. You'll be safe here, I promise. When will I see you again? Soon. I'll check in every day. And Sarah will keep you updated on the case. He pauses. This isn't forever, Lena. Just until it's safe. After Victor leaves, Jackson shows Lena to a small bedroom. It's clean, sparse. The window looks out over dense forest. You know how to shoot? Jackson asks. No. Gonna teach you, not because you'll need to, but because knowing you can defend yourself makes fear smaller. He sets a rifle on the table. Tomorrow morning, first lesson. That night, Lena lies in bed and tries to process everything. A week ago, she was a waitress worried about rent. Now she's in hiding, learning to shoot, waiting for a trial that will determine if justice still exists. Her phone buzzes. Victor checking in. You good. Alive. That counts for something. Counts for everything. The next morning, Jackson teaches her to load, aim, and fire. The recoil bruises her shoulder, but by the 10th shot, she's hitting the target more than missing it. Not bad, Jackson says. Do it again. Days blur together. Lena practices shooting, reads legal documents. Sarah emails her, watches the news coverage of the case, which has gone from local story to national obsession. Bradley Merchant's lawyer holds a press conference calling the charges a witch hunt driven by media hysteria and false allegations. Sarah fires back with her own press conference, standing next to Dale Morrison and 3 other Rosie's Diner witnesses, all of whom calmly recount exactly what they saw. The internet takes sides. Hashtags trend. Think pieces are written. Everyone has an opinion. But in the quiet of the cabin, Lena just waits. On day 5, Victor calls with news. Tyler Hoffman's deposition just dropped. Sarah leaked it to the press. You need to read it. Lena opens the PDF Sarah sends. Tyler's testimony is devastating. He describes how Bradley planned the assault, bragged about teaching the bitch a lesson, filmed it specifically to post online for views. Tyler includes text messages, screenshots, everything. But the most damaging part comes at the end. The lawyer asks, why are you testifying against your friends? Tyler's answer, because what we did was wrong. I knew it was wrong when we did it. I laughed anyway because Bradley's dad is rich and powerful, and I thought that meant we could get away with anything. But my mom sat me down after the garage fire and asked me one question. Is this who you want to be? And I realized the answer was no. I don't want to be the guy who hurts people for fun. I don't want to be Bradley Merchant. Lena reads it 3 times. He's just a kid, she says when Victor calls back. He made a terrible choice, but he's trying to fix it. That's more than Bradley's doing. Bradley's still claiming he's the victim, still hiding behind his father's lawyers. What about Connor and Jackson Reed? Connor's sticking with Bradley, but Jackson's lawyer is making noise about a plea. He might flip too. So it's really just Bradley now. Just Bradley. Bye. And his father, who's the real problem? Sarah calls the next day with bigger news. Richard Merchant is being investigated for witness tampering, bribery, and potentially conspiracy to commit arson. FBI is involved now. This went from local case to federal case overnight. FBI. Lena's heart races. Can they actually get him? If they can prove he ordered the fires, yes. Arson that crosses state lines is federal. And Victor's garage had bikes registered in 3 different states, so technically it qualifies. Sarah sounds energized, alive. Lena, we might actually take down the whole family, father and son. But the victory tastes incomplete, hollow. I just wanted them to leave me alone, Lena says quietly. I didn't want to destroy anyone's life. They destroyed their own lives when they chose to hurt you. You just refused to let them get away with it. There's a difference. On day 7, Martinez calls. We arrested Richard Merchant this morning. charged with conspiracy to commit arson and witness tampering. He posted bail within an hour, but still he's in the system now. Fingerprinted, mugshot, the whole thing. Is he going to come after us? Lena asks. Honestly, I don't know. Man like that used to controlling everything. Having his mugshot on the news, that's humiliation he's never felt before. Makes him unpredictable. That night, Lena can't sleep. She keeps imagining Richard Merchant, powerful and desperate, deciding that if he's going down, he's taking everyone with him. Jackson must sense her fear because he knocks on her door at 2 a.m. Can't sleep either, he asks. No. Come on, I'll make coffee. Tell you a story. In the kitchen, Jackson pours them both coffee and sits across from her. I knew Victor back in the day, he says. When he was running with the Road Warriors, he was different then. Angry, mean, would fight anyone over anything. Got himself and a lot of other people hurt. What changed him? He fell in love. Woman named Marie. She was good, really good. Made him want to be better. He started pulling away from the club, started building his garage, started thinking about a future that didn't involve violence. What happened to her? Jackson's expression darkens. She got caught in the crossfire. Rival club came after Victor shot up his house. She was inside. Died before the ambulance arrived. Lena's throat tightens. God. Victor blamed himself. Spent years in that blame. But eventually he realized the best way to honor her was to be the man she believed he could be. So he walked away from the club, built his garage, helped people when they needed it, became the man Marie saw in him. Why are you telling me this? Because you're wondering if this fight is worth it. If maybe you should just take the money, disappear, let the merchants win. I'm telling you that Victor fights for you because fighting for you means something. It means the violence he used to cause can be balanced by the protection he provides now. You give up, you take that away from him. You take away his redemption. Lena wipes her eyes. That's not fair. My safety shouldn't be about his redemption. It's not, but it's also not nothing. Jackson drinks his coffee. Point is, you got people fighting for you because you're worth fighting for. Don't forget that when it gets hard. 2 days later, Sarah calls with the news they've been waiting for. Trial date is set, 6 weeks from today. Bradley Merchant, Connor Walsh, and Jackson Reed all going to trial together. Tyler's testifying for the prosecution. We've got 12 witnesses, video evidence, text messages, everything. And Richard Merchant, his trial is separate, federal case. That'll take longer, but it's coming. Lena exhales slowly. 6 weeks, then it's over. Then it's over, Sarah confirms. You did it, Lena. You didn't back down, and now they're going to face consequences. Real consequences. After she hangs up, Lena walks outside. The forest is quiet except for birds and wind through the trees. She thinks about everything that's happened. The assault, the threats, the fires, the fear. But also the people who stood up. Dale, Tyler, the witnesses, Sarah, Martinez, Victor. People who chose truth over comfort. She thinks about Bradley Merchant sitting in his expensive house waiting for a trial he never thought would happen. She thinks about his father, Richard, who built an empire on the belief that money could solve any problem. They're about to learn that some problems can't be bought off. Some problems require something they've never had to give before. Accountability. Lena pulls out her phone, texts Victor. 6 weeks. We can make it 6 weeks. His response comes immediately. We can make it 6 years if we have to, but we won't have to. This ends soon, and it ends right. For the first time since this began, Lena believes him.